Trying to get. Okay, great. The recordings are started. So good afternoon, all. Sorry for starting late. We are 5 minutes behind behind schedule, but we're definitely going to cover all what we have for today. Today, we'll be looking at exploring AI visuals in Power BI. So your host, my name is Ayodeji Folarin, and today we have a special guest with us today. Is somebody that enjoys business intelligence, is an expert. So I would like to introduce to Ross. I call him Benga, but popularly known as Micheal. So Micheal Benga, you're powerfully welcome. Can we see your face?
Yeah, yes. Thank you very much. This is my face.
Oh,
Thank you very much. Yeah,
okay.
good afternoon.
You are
Good
the one
afternoon,
sharing
good
your screen
morning.
presently. I
Yes,
guess I
good.
should
Yes.
share my screen now.
Okay.
Okay. So, Benga, how are you doing?
Very well. Thank you.
So
I'm fine.
thank you very much, Benga. So today we're actually
Yes.
looking at one interesting topic, and that topic is talking about AI features in Power BI. But before we go into AI and Power BI, let's really meet Benga. Who is Benga? Well, so many people have been trying brief introduction or background about Benga and your movements, especially around business intelligence parts. So Benga, let's have you.
Okay. Thank you, Ayodeji. So just like rightly said, my name is Micheal Adekoya. Probably can call me Benga. Well, so the I'll keep it brief because we have another meeting outside this very particular one. So my journey into business intelligence started not too long, say 5 years ago or thereabout, 5 years ago to be precise. But before then, I also, while in school, I used to be a web developer. Work within the website standalone application. We use VB6, PHP, MySQL. But when I got into the industry where I was exposed to enterprise application, and I now understand better how business intelligence works. And then I started as ETL developer as an intern with Fintrack Software, and then from there I graduated into a report developer. Then over time graduated into a team lead in analytics, and then until we are here now. So yeah, this is where we are now in the community.
So thank you very much, Benga. Now I have another question I would like to ask you concerning the topic today. We're talking about AI. What is AI?
Well, AI, artificial intelligence. Well, there is no, I would say, there's no standard definition or a universal definition for what AI is. But I think, but there are different explanations and definitions based on areas of concentration. But generally, according to what we were told in school or what we learned in school, that AI is just the ability of machines, machines to mimic, the human being, so that machines can be smarter. They can do things autonomously. Sorry, so they can do things without human interference, in their own, just to
Okay.
make the machines smarter.
Okay, great. Now we are now looking at AI features in Power BI. At the end of this section, this 1 hour meeting today, what should be my take home? So what are the expectations? Please, can you just, before we start, what are the things I should be expecting before the end of this section today?
Okay, there are some AI visuals that has been incorporated into the Power BI, the popular Power BI that we all know. But the very particular, and there are three different types. However, the very specific thing I want us to take home today is that from all there are many, so to say, but I'll just mentioned only one, which would be you imagine you being able to ask your Power BI a question in Hausa, and then it gives you a response back in English based on what you've asked. So when you imagine where your customer is, really especially of the language of your customer, you put in the language there, and then you just talk to the algorithm, and then it gives you the a visuals which explains what you've asked. And in addition, we also look at how you can use the key influencers to explain. You don't even need to bug yourself. You explain where there's an increase or if there's a decrease or where there's a situation change. How Power BI will explain it, will analyze it for you. You are not worried about how these things are achieved. Yours is just, this is what I want to do using clicks. And then I think that's more of what we expect at the end of this section. Every one of us will be able to do it.
Okay, so great. Without wasting much time, can you just roll up your screen? So, Benga, we are ready. I'm excited. So let's see all the AI features in Power BI.
Okay.
So, thank you very much.
All right, welcome. So I'm sharing my screen now. So beautiful. Can we all see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
All right, good. So, sorry, my presentation is not in Power BI. I just use, it's not in PowerPoint. It's in Power BI platform, so that there's no need for, moving around and all that. So you can just get the file, this very particular file, and then have the presentation slides in it. So, Power BI, Naija PowerBI Saturday. You're welcome once again. So we're exploring AI visuals in Power BI today. So for me, meeting me, that's me there. Computer science economics graduate from OAU, and I'm a Microsoft BI stack developer. That means I do my business intelligence from the beginning to the end. All the processes involved, the three major processes involved. That means from the integration services and ETL, where you have your ETL, where you have analysis service, to where you have your reporting. That's what the BI stack means. That means the end-to-end process stages. I do that, and also I'm a Microsoft certified trainer. I'm certified by Microsoft to train, and then those are my handle. If you want to connect with me on social media, I am this for Instagram and then for LinkedIn. So moving to the agenda for today. The agenda for today, what we are doing today, we look at brief introduction on Power BI AI visuals, and then we take these examples, this demo on decomposition tree, key influencer, Q&A, and then we take questions. So that's just what we are going to do. So without further ado, without wasting much of our time, let's quickly move into what we have. So based on the expectation that Ayodeji has said, that what are we expecting to see and all that. So this is what we're expecting to see under the composition tree. This is what we're expecting to see. We're expecting a situation where whenever we have a particular metric, maybe sales or whatever it can be, or profit, with the composition tree, we want a situation where we'll be able to, just add clicks, and then we're able to see based on the parameters we have defined, we're able to see, a further decomposition, like an expansion, just like when you have a tree, a tree have branches and all that. So synonymous to that, and then with some, analytics, we're able to gain analytics on our data based on this very particular visual. So this is what we tend to see in under the composition tree. And also we also hope that we will not waste your data at the end of the event, so that you don't come and beat me in my house. So moving to key influencer. So the second one we'll be looking at will be the key influencer. So the key influencer, what the key influencer does is majorly it look at the what influences a particular metric, a particular measure, or a particular value that is of interest to us. So you look at that, what influences it in terms of decrease or increase, since it's a measure, since it's a value whether be at the incremental part or the decreasing part. So the key influencer will tell us what leads to the increase or decrease in that very particular measure, and then by the time we click on it, it will show us the visual, explaining with visual. All of these things we are not we solemnly rely on the AI algorithm to do all of these things for us. Then third, we are going to look at Q and A. So in the Q and A, yeah, what we'll be doing in Q and A basically is we'll be using natural language processing, which is also a branch of artificial intelligence. So we'll be using languages that are close to natural language to ask, based on our data set, to ask the algorithm that, okay, this is what I want to see, this is what I want to see in so we are not plotting the graph, we are not choosing the visualization of our choice. Any visualization of choice that we want to choose, we are by words, in words, we are writing them out in words for the application, for the algorithm to give us that particular visual. That is that. Then lastly, I'm going to explain an increase and decrease based on a line chart that we'll plot. We'll plot a line chart, and then we'll try to see what we're using part of the AI that has been, embedded into Power BI. We'll ask the AI to give us further analysis or explanation on what is going on. And then what next? Okay, so the next meetup will be next Saturday, 13th June, which will be talking on understanding DAX by Collins. So we join us again same time next week. All right, without wasting much of our time, let's quickly go to business. Demonstrate. So the composition tree. So because this is an advanced class, and I understand that some other people are joining us, so initially I just wanted to take out this. Just want to take out this and start from here. This is a plain page, so that we don't waste much time trying to get the alignment. However, I'll just open another page. Okay, I forgot to mention this. So sorry, 27th of June 2020, we'll be coming up with Naija SQL Pass Saturday. So this is for all the SQL developers. If you want to know more on business intelligence end to end, not just reporting part. The reporting part is just one hand at business intelligence. But if you want to do end to end from the scratch, how to make your data sheet, how to transform, how to create your model, and your analysis model, and all of that, you have to just join us here. So it's a professional association for SQL Server. All right. So the demo for today. So I'm going to the demo for decomposition tree. So now decomposition tree, just like I've rightly mentioned, decomposition tree, we just want a visual, is one of the visuals in Power BI that will just allow us to key in some values, tell it, okay, we want you to explain or analyze our value based on these dimensions or based on these measures, and it will just do that for us within clicks. So now for us to access the visualization. Now, I'm using the Power BI, the most recent Power BI I'm using the Power BI, the May 2020 edition. So if you have the same screen, if you are using the same thing, the same version as mine, you should be having the same screen as what I'm having here right now. So now, on the tab here, where we have tab, when you go on to the insert, you see the set where you have the set of visuals. There's a particular part here where we have AI visuals. So the AI visuals that are readily available on the desktop right now, these are the AI visuals. We have the Q&A, the key influencer, the composition tree. So since we are working on the composition tree, I'll go to the composition tree. Okay, so this is the composition tree. Meanwhile, just a quick one, the data set we'll be working with, I've already imported the data set. It's just an Excel data set. It will be available to all of us. So let's just look at the data set we are working with so that we'll be familiar with what we are doing. So the data set, okay. So this is something on order. So this data is a data set that embodies all the orders for a particular store within a particular store anyway. So and these are all the informations we have here. We have the order ID, ship date, the customer name, the segment, country, the city, state, and then we have product name, we have the sales, the quantity, the discount, profit, and then the year for the date for the order date. These are the dates we have for the order date. You can see we have a lot of dates for the order date. So that's that about the data. So back to this. So I just call it this is the composition tree. That's based on what we have there. Okay. Just trying to. Okay. So this is our visual now. So I'll just expand my field. I want border here so that I can differentiate what I'm doing. Okay. So this is. Now, on the field here, these are the fields we have here. Then there's something I did in this data set. I only added, where we have order, I just added total order, just using DAX. Using DAX to add total order. And what the total order is just the function of distinct count of all the orders that you have. Like all the orders, so I will know the distinct orders. That's just the only measure that I've added here. So beautiful. So this is what we want to do now. The composition tree is coming up. UI is okay. What's happening? It's taking time to come up. I just wanted to show us what we wanted to do again. Okay, let me go to my demo since it's not coming up. Anyway, so now this in the whenever you select, when you select the composition tree, what we have here, look at the options we have here under the fields that we need to specify. We need to specify the field that we want to analyze. Okay, for this one, we would like to analyze. Let's look at the sales. Okay, let's look at sales. So I'm dropping sales here. I'm dropping sales there. This is sales. Then, yeah, it said explained by. I have to specify all the fields that I want it to explain the sales by. Okay, I want the sales to be explained by the category. Okay. We want the category. We want the country. Or there's no for the country. The country is the same. Is US for all. So we want the city. Okay. We want the city. Then I say we want the subcategory. We want the state. Let me put the state. Since we are trying to explain this, then I can put subcategory. Let me put subcategory, and then let me see. Maybe okay. I think I want region. I want country, region, subcategory. So now in the order, you can just specify the order of the analysis, the way you want it to explain the to want to analyze the sales. So look at when I drop the visual here, this is what I have here. I have sales here. On the sales here, what do I just need to do? You see there's a plus, a plus icon there. When you click on that plus, okay, it gives you these two around the icon, the high value and low value. But that's not what we'll look at the other ones later. So what we want to look at is the category now, based on the explanations, the parameter we set here. So I'll say category. Okay, sorry, hold on. I also am not getting the message. Okay. So when you click on category, what I did here was, this is what I did here. Only toggle this and I say category. When I said category, this is what it gives me. It's telling me that, okay, in this category that I have here, I have technology, furniture, and this that make up this total sales here. Okay, I can see that from here. If I want additional, so I want to, okay, let's just explain based on all the, everything we've defined, all we've asked it to explain based on. So category, we said we want region. Okay, I click on region. So the next thing again, we want plus, we want subcategory. I can do city. Let me do city. by city, and then the next one again we want by state. Can want by state, but that city is supposed to come before state. So let me just take this out. We already have city, we have state before city. So I said I want by subcategory. Let me put it this way. So very straightforward. What at just click what this algorithm has been able to do for us. If you are into analysis, like an advanced analytics, you know that a great job has been put into this. Just by looking at the total sales, we've seen the breakdown for total sales based on the category that, okay, in technology, for technology, what makes up technology in the region? These are all the elements that make up technology, the regions that make up technology, and then of course the city. These are all the elements that make up city. More importantly, I'm going to do something here now. More importantly, we see that what accounted for more sales in technology for this very particular, this is now. What really accounted for more sales here is mobile phones, which we have here. Now, if I want mobile phones, I might say that, okay, let me see even the low values. What are the low values even in mobile phone? I can decide to say, okay, I want to see the low value, or give me the field with the highest value or low value in this region. So it's telling me that, okay, and this is based on what we have designed, what we have imputed here. Suppose I wanted to say by quantity. Maybe we'll get it now. By quantity. So I want it the low value. So when I say low value, I want low value by the state is still here. I want by quantity. So by quantity, so what it has been able to tell me is all the quantities that are being, ordered even under the phone subcategory. And then another thing I would like to show us before I move to the next visual is let me take out everything. So this is also available on the Power BI service. That is when you go to Power BI service. So these things it's not difficult. It's just click 1 or 2 clicks and then it will do what you want it to do for you based on your recommendation, based on the things you've explained, you've outlined for it to do. So there's some particular thing I want to show us, a particular feature. Now let's look at this now. Where we have the sales now, we have the sales here. By the time I toggle on this, when I say, okay, the starting point of what I want to see, the starting point I want to see is the quantity. This is the starting point. I've chosen the starting point. Now look, when you over this quantity here, there is a lock icon here. When you click on this lock icon, what the lock icon does is whenever you click on the lock icon, this visual is locked. That means the starting point will always be quantity. Even when you publish to your Power BI service, that is on service on cloud, when you publish there, the users cannot change that. But if you don't lock it, the user can actually change the arrangement based on what they want. So that's just what I want to point out in that light. So based on that's all for the decomposition tree. So that's how the decomposition tree works, and then just try and explore it, and I'm sure we are going to make maximum use of it to make our dashboards, further enrich our dashboards. So the next one now, so we are moving to the key influencer. So for key influencer, still on the same fine where we've gone to insert, where we've done the insert, but we can also pick it from where you have your visualizations options here. If you see, you have the composition tree here, we have the Q&A, we have this is key influencer. I didn't import anything. It was formerly available as preview features, but now it's available on this version now of Power BI. So yeah, let me just pick the key influencer here. So the key influencer, the way the key influencer works, is an AI tool. So we have little or no control. What we just do is supply the data we want to analyze, and then allow the algorithm to do its own work. It's as simple as that. So what we want to do, let's look at, let's analyze total order. We want to see all the orders that the store has received. Total order. So total order, we want it to explain by Let's see by country. No, let's see by category. Let's go with category again. Let's see with we can add as many as possible. In of course in analytics generally, the more parameters you have, the better your result. The better the better the output of your analysis. The more parameters. So I'll just try and put as much as possible. Yeah, drag in more field as much as possible. So let me look at state. Look at state. Then I want to look at is quantity. Does quantity have anything to do with total order? Let's see, customer. Let's see what else again. Region, product name. Okay, let's see product name. Okay, let's see product name, and then we have region? We have region, and then let's say maybe subcategory, and then what else again? I think that will do for now. So now, key influencer. Just like I keep saying in all of my presentations, that just know, see, there are plenty of tools available to us. One of the most key important things is knowing the type of data set you have and then the right tool to use. So when you want to use key influencer, you must ensure that you have historical data. At least you have the data that is telling you about things that have happened in time past to further enrich it and make it more meaningful. And in AI, sorry, you are not seeing beautiful visuals. In AI here, we are not really concerned about, we are not so much concerned about visuals. What we are really concerned about is making a higher level sense of what we have, so that we can know what is going on with what we are faced with. So here now, for the key influencers, the visual, look at it here now. It has key influencer top segment, key influencer. Now it asks, what influences total order? We are analyzing total order. The question now is, what influences total order? So we want to see for increase, what amounts to increase in total order. What are the parameters? So the first one here, look at what you have here. This, it said when this, then this. The average of total order increases by this. So what it's saying is that when the state is California, okay, the average of total order increases by 0.53, and then it further gives us a visual to explain that. So in this visual here, when we look at California, we see that the average, excluding selected 1.4, the average total order here is what? 0.53. But when you look at above the average, you have like 1.2, or which is this? So what is it? It's just giving us a further analysis into what is really going on when the state is California. So that means that this is to show us that this will let the business owners know that, okay, man, so you need to channel your more of your products towards California, okay, because it influences the total order you get. So this just based on how many clicks, just 1 or 2 clicks, you've been able to make a very realistic insight into our data. Then the next one here, what we have here, it further says that quantity goes up. Yeah, when quantity goes up 3.26, the average of the total order increases by 0.34. So he's saying that anywhere that the quantity goes up, where you have a quantity, like the number of quantity that is ordered, when it goes up by 3.26, then the average of total order that you have is 0.34. That means if you order, that is self-explanatory. So it's just giving us, it's showing us a visualization in that regard. And then of course, another one, the last one that I showed us again was when the state is New York, where the average of total order is 0.17. So now at least we've been able to decipher, we've been able to break down the analysis between, okay, when you have different states, whether we have California or we have New York. So some of these insights, we have not done anything. We only specify what the algorithm should analyze. We have not done anything at all. So it is pretty simple. You can, explore it and then make sense of the data, and then get better output. Then just one option here. There's one option here that says that only show values that are influencers. This option, if I just only want to show that value that influences, that are the influencers really, I can just only show them here. And then in New York, it shows that in New York, in the country, in the state, it's only New York and only New York and California that really influences, at the increase in total order that we have. So in the same vein, without spending much time as well, in the same vein, when you want to, you can also do an analysis for a decrease, for what account for decrease in, in total order. So it's like an opposite thing. So quantity goes down to 3.26. So yeah, he said when quantity goes down to 3.26, total quantity, when it goes down to 3.26, the average of total order decreases by 0.34. So this is for analytical minds. You can put one or two together and then you can imagine, okay, this is what is really happening. Okay, this is what is really happening. And then of course with this you can come up with standardized, and a very rich, insight and report for whether management or the business you are looking into. Then of course it tells us the state is Maryland. So the state is Maryland. What influences total orders? When the state is Maryland, the total order, this is it decreases by this amount, 0.21. And when it is Wisconsin, so I don't know how to pronounce that, the total order decreases by 0.18. So key influencer, just looking at it, just pick the visual, drop without doing anything. I didn't choose any chart of my choice. The algorithm automatically, does all the dirty work, all the dirty job for us. So that's one of the reasons why it is AI powered. Then lastly, it gives us top segment. This one, based on the inference, like it could get from our data set. It has gone through our data set to see all the things that we have, all the fields that we have, and based on that, it has been able to give us like top segments. Look at what he said here. He said we found 6 segments and ran them by average of total order and population size. So select the segment to see more detail. So this is, if you ask me, and then when you look at it, you see we know that this is the segment 6 here. By the time you click on segment 6, it further gives us a further breakdown into segment 6. What is happening in segment 6? He said that quantity is greater than 3 and is less than or equal to 4. So if you do analytics, you agree with me that when you are hearing, look at what he has done here. This is what do you call it? Comparisons. There's no comparisons, the if conditions and all of that. So that when quantity is greater than 3 and is less than or equal to 4. Ordinarily, if I want to get a thing like this on visuals on SQL, I have to write a script to get all of these things. But look, it has automatic in pure language, natural language are clear to. Then I'll further move to this. It's saying in segment 6, the average total order is 1.12. This is 0.1 units lower than the overall average 1.22. So it also gives us further visuals to to understand what is presented for us. So when total order, look at this now. Okay, I think I even missed this out. Look at this. When is total order? Everything is saying here is telling us that when is total order more likely to be low? So it's telling us when total order is likely to be low, that is when the quantity is greater than 3 and is less than or equal to 4. But when I say when is total order likely to be on the high side, okay, likely to be on the high side, of course, all I just need to do is click on whatever it has given to me. So it's telling us that total order will likely to be, of course, you agree with me, when the quantity is greater than 9. So when you have an order that is greater than 9, your total order is likely to have, which is of course from common sense. Of course, you agree with me that that's true. So it further gives us a segment analysis into what's going on. That this is 7.2% of the data. So that is what you call it, key influence. That's how key influencer works. So it also further allows us to unlock hidden insight in our what do you call it, in our data set. So these things are not difficult; they are very simple, and if you can leverage on them, and then you'd enrich your dashboard. So okay, the next one is Q&A, right? Okay, beautiful. Q&A. Okay, when I talk about the outside thing here, so this is Q&A. In Q&A, it's part of the AI visuals here. So what it kind of does is you can ask your questions in your normal language, in your natural, in any of the language that you know in, but default is in English language. But however, by teaching the visual, you know, some other language, it can actually give you results in that similar. It can give you results in natural language. So without wasting much of our time, so Q&A, all you just need to do is very simple. I told you all this click. Just click on Q&A. By the time you click on Q&A, it has gone through what do you call it? The fields that we have here in our data set to tell us some of the questions that we can ask. And then look at this option here, what you have here. It said show all suggestions. You can even further click on to see all suggestions. That okay, if these are some of the suggestions that is given to us, that okay, top cities by total order. Okay, you know, here we've not even specified anything. We've not even specified maybe we want us to do analysis by this. Just ask any question within your data set. So top cities, if I said, okay, I want top cities by total order, when I click on that, it's giving me top cities by total order. Very simple and straightforward. Okay, let me make it more meaningful. Let me add a filter. Let me add a filter to this. The slicer. Where is the slicer? Okay, this is it. Slicer. So slicer, let me just put the date, the order date, so that it will make more sense. Let me put month. Okay, so I just want the month to be dropped down. Okay, let me just put the month here. Okay, so now it has given me this by total cities by total order, top cities by total order for all the months that is available. I can further decide that. Look at this icon that we have here. That okay, look, I want to pin this as a standard visual. Okay, I want to as a standard visual. All you just need to click. When you click on it, it comes automatically as a standard visual. And with this, I can go ahead again. All I just need to do is just apply a formatting. I've not done anything. Just formatting. Just soft. You don't need to stress yourself. Soft. So another visualization again. This time around, I want to ask. Maybe I want to give me total order. I want something like map. Total order. By, should I say by profit? Sorry. Then I want it to show me in I want to show me in pie chart. Look at what it's saying now. That it doesn't understand what I was saying before. Pie chart. So total orders by profit show me in pie chart. That's what I said. Okay. So I don't want total. Total is too much. Let me just do top orders. Okay. Just a top order by profit. Show me this. Okay. So the idea here is this. Okay, let's say I said I was going to do total order by region. I want a map, sorry. Total order sorry. Total order, I don't know, by region. Show me a map. Like my keyboard, apologies. Show me, hey, like I'm hungry. Show me a map. Total order by region, show me a map. Yes, it's asking, is it total order by region in map? Yes, this is what I mean. And look at it. Bingo. It's showing me what I want. Without and no stress. So the whole idea here is this. This is the take home from this, is that you ask your question, whatever you want to say in natural language. There are plenty questions you can ask the algorithm to give us. and then I can pin this as a standard visual. When I pin it as a standard visual, and then we have it here. So the very particular one that I want to show us, when I said that we can ask it, you can ask in what do you call it, in other language, and then to give us this one involves us teaching the model, teaching the algorithm what our language is. So now, supposing that we want to get a sales that maybe you have a customer that is Hausa, part of Nigeria. That's part of is a tribe in part of Nigeria, Hausa. Maybe you understand Hausa. Your customers understand Hausa, and then you want them to be able to use the Q&A as well. So now, what you just need to do is come to Q&A here. Okay. Now look at this option here. This where you have the settings here. It says teach. You can teach your Q&A to understand people better and review questions people can ask. So when we click on that, then we come to here where it says that also, although you can check all the review questions and all that, but here when it says that teach Q&A, so what do you want to teach Q&A? We want to tell you that when there is in Hausa, Seriwa, I hope I'm correct, Seriwa, like sales, what you've sold, Seriwa. Although I think I've done something on Seriwa before, so Seriwa, or let me say Duka, Duka Seriwa. You know what that means? That means total sales. That's what I was just trying to say. Duka Seriwa. So Duka Seriwa. So I say enter your question. When you just say Duka Seriwa, submit this. I want to train it. I want to teach it. I want to teach the Q&A to understand this. So he's not asking me that. Okay, I need to define these terms. That Duka refers to what? If I say, but that has to be a field. Okay, that in our what do you call it, in our data set. So let me just say I want all subcategory. I consider that to be Duka, all subcategory. Okay, so you say, let me remove this. I say subcategory. That's what Duka means. Okay, because I have defined Seriwa initially, but I have defined Seriwa. That's why it's not asking me for Seriwa. While I was coming up with this, but I'll remove that. But I've defined Duka now. I click on save. When I click on save, I go to manage terms. Okay, Duka. This is Duka that I have defined. I have defined Duka. This is what I have defined for Duka. So all these other ones that I have defined before, I can take them off. So this is Duka, and then it's as simple as that. Whenever it says Duka in our question, all it will just do is goes to everything that has to do with the subcategory. So Kaya is for category, and then Seriwa is for sale, just the same way I defined Duka. So let's go and try that out now. So I'll just close this, and I'll tell you that I want Seriwa, that is sales, Seriwa by, is it Duka, right? By Duka. See what it gives me. So Duka is our subcategory. So all the subcategories that we had in our data set, which is the subcategories, these are the subcategories that we have in our data set. The phones, chairs, storage, tables, and what have you. It's giving me the total sales based on I say Seriwa is sales, right? Yes. Total sales based on the you can see it sales here based on the subcategories. So this is Seriwa by, because apologies if I didn't really get that spelling or the pronunciation well. Seriwa by the subcategory. So that's how you can further pin this visual as well. Okay, you can even tell it to give us top Seriwa. I hope you're able to give us top Seriwa. Okay, so the top Seriwa here is just the phone. Okay, so or let's say maybe the trend. Can you give us the trend? Can look at see the trend of Seriwa by Duka. So the trend of total sales by the subcategories is able to give me that. Then what do I want to do? I can just easily pin this as a standard visual, and this is what I have. And then mind you, but for that you've pinned, it doesn't mean that it is static. It is dynamic. I have my filter here. I can always say, okay, in June I want to see the total Seriwa by Duka in June. I want to see what's happening in November, and then of course every other visual. So it is just as interactive as as you developing your dashboard. So the whole idea is that the AI visuals, our time is fast spent. The whole AI visuals just allows you just need to specify what you want to achieve, and then the algorithm will do it for you seamlessly, and it's pretty simple. So lastly, before we take questions and answers, let me just do for the to explain increase and decrease. Now, if you agree with me that if you are into analytics, if you do more of analytics, you agree with me that line chart is one of our favorite one of the favorite visuals we use. So I just want to show us something which is on to explain increase and decrease. So let's look at total order here for the values. I want to see total order. We have total order. Then the secondary value I want, okay, axis, let that be month. Then I want to compare with profit. Okay, this is this is what I'm just looking at. I'm looking at the total order based on the total order you have, and then what is the corresponding profit to the based on the total order that we have. And when we look at it here, it's descriptive. We don't need soothsayer to tell us the direction that the winds blow in this direction in this very particular. So you look at this, we observe that. Excuse me. Apologies. We observe that the blue is profit, the green is total order. We observe that there's increased profit at this point in March. Sometimes in March, I can put the year, but let me just use the month alone so that because our time is fast spent. So, and then when we look at it, you see that there's a sharp increase here. There's a sharp, profit here. Let's now look at what happened to this profit. Right click on this. When you right click on this, just say analyze. Explain the increase. Just doing this is click, and this is not even what do you call it? It's not even Power BI AI visual. This is just the AI analytics within some of these visuals. So when you say this, so here is the analysis of 177.76% increase in profit between February and March. So it gives us another visual that further explain, and this further tells us that copiers and binders, that in the subcategory by that month, in the month of March, that copiers and binders accounted for the majority of the increase among subcategory. So the whole idea here is you are getting, analysis into your data without doing much, just at clicks, which is where the intelligence really comes in. That is AI for you. You're just telling you what to do without specifying what you need to do. So you do that, you should just be smart. In fact, on a good day, even if you leave more individuals to plot all of these charts themselves, you may really find it a little difficult to do some of these things. But the AI has been able to the AI, the algorithm behind this has been able to do it for us seamlessly. And then, so the same way that since it has given us, this is a waterfall chart, we can try to change it to a line chart if we prefer a line chart, okay? Or some other form of chart that is available here that has given us here. So I can say, okay, I want a line chart, and then you click this plus here. When you click on the plus here, let me take this out. Just click outside there. Click on the plus here. I want to click on the plus here, and then I can take this out, remove this, just trying to align that. So click on the plus here, I can drag this, and I can even do within, since it's already a trend, of course I can bring in a filter, a slicer that I can use my month as, if I want to see within a particular, of course it's already obvious here. I'm just saying because based on this visual that we have here, if I want to see maybe between a particular month, so I want this one to be range. Okay, it's list. Okay, of course I can do multiple selection here. You agree with me that I can do multiple selection, even if it is drop down. We drop down, I can do multiple selection. I want to see in January, I want to see in February. If that is just my only area of concern, you can see just in January and February, I'm able to see what happens within that data set. So I hope I'll stop here because our time is fast spent, and then we'll have another engagement. So in conclusion, like I told us, that we've been able to see how Power BI, you can use some other additional languages to, teach the algorithm the language, and then let it give you your response in natural language or with the corresponding visual. So that is the AI part, the AI visuals that Power BI has presented to us. Although, however, there are some other cognitive services that you can leverage on the Azure platform, with Power BI. You can actually, there are some other part that because you need some other subscription, maybe the premium subscription, to be able to do some other cognitive analysis, so to say. Cognitive analysis is just like how the human brain works. So, the reasoning, how we learn, we go back, to apply our experience to what we have learned or what we know. So in the same way, we can actually do similar things there. And I want to tell you that Power BI in fact, this has been a great, addition to the Power BI features that we have. So that is my time on Power BI, on AI visuals in Power BI. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very, very much, Mr. Gbenga. I really appreciate this. You've done justice to this. At least you've exposed us to 3 major visuals: the key influencer, the composer, and which other one, the Q&A. So this is awesome. So we appreciate you. So the next thing we'll be talking about is question. Very unfortunate. I found that I've not been able to fix the chat board. There's our meeting chat, but if you have any question, please feel free. So let's have all our questions. Let's roll them in now. We have just 3 minutes more. So questions for Mr. Gbenga. Another question? Questions. Okay, if you have any question, please just unmute your mic so that let's hear you. So I don't know if Jide is in the house. Jide, the Q&A section, what's it called? The feedback form will be dropped on our WhatsApp chats or Kaizela. If you are not on any of those, please let me know so that we can add you. So question, please.
So there are no questions. I guess just like I mentioned earlier, that this thing is very simple. So everyone, since it seems like everyone understands this, and then, but if there are questions are welcome. However, but I told you it's pretty simple. You all get it in just one or few clicks. So,
Okay.
Hi, Benga and everybody.
yeah.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hello.
It's a very, very wonderful and interactive section. Thank you so much. Please, 2 questions. Which application is this? What version of Power BI is this? It is mind-blowing.
It's still the same. This is the May 2020. Okay, maybe you joined us late. I mentioned it earlier. This is the May 2020.
May
Okay.
edition.
Yes, May edition.
If you have not updated, please just go and update May edition 2020.
Okay, so your second question, please.
I don't know if you can run through on this decomposition 3. Yes, I joined in late. I didn't get much on it.
The apologies. The recorded version, the recorded section will be uploaded on the, I guess. AY, am I saying it right?
Yeah, so we're
going to have the at that moment. So
okay. So you are going, generally you have the recorded version of this on YouTube. So week 1, we have it on YouTube, where we look at the week 2 was row level security. Week 1, we're talking about parameter. Today is AI. So all the videos, we have it on our channel. Every Saturday we upload it there. So definitely you have the video version, the full version there. You can always run through on the YouTube channel. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, any other question?
Hello. Hello, Mr. Gbenga.
Hello. Okay.
Yeah,
what's
hello. Yeah, can hear
you. I want to thank you for the wonderful justice you make to the topic, but I have like 2 questions. In your presentation, you made mention of the fact that the composition or decision tree, the composition tree and the freelancer. What will be the fate of the users that are experts using these tools? Why Microsoft have changed to made it free? Now it is free, as you said. If it is not free, is it that we subscribe to this particular decision, to this particular tools in order to bring them in? And what's the average price for those that they're also very useful, like decision, like the composition tree?
Yeah. So, okay. For the costing, no, let me talk about the fate first. First, now this is depending on the type of reporting you are trying to do now. This is look. If you look at my screen, I am not even signing here. This is just Power BI, the free Power BI. I'm not signing as a user. It's just saved as a file. So depending on the type of your sharing platform, you've always know that whatever you want to share, that's where you now tend to you need to do you need to consider some costing. However, for these very particular visuals that you have for now, the ones you have here, there's no cost attached to it even in the service. But however, there are some functionalities when you want to do like the analytics, like text. When you want to do text analytics in some other, with some other capability features like that you need to be subscribed to the premium capacity. You need to be a premium user on the Microsoft Power BI platform. You need to be a premium user. So that is that on that.
Okay. So in addition to that, all what demonstrated today is 100% free.
It's
Power
free.
BI desktop is free. Download it and use it 100% free. So there's no any other thing that is outside this is majorly for collaboration. So that's when you talk about getting your premium license, your pro and all those stuff. But for what we have, all what we've demonstrated, all these AI tools we demonstrated today, they're 100% free. But one day we are bringing back Benga to come and talk to us on cognitive analysis. So at that time, we need to connect it with Azure to do some beautiful things. But for now, we don't have issue. It's free. So Mr. Sorry, what's the name
Yeah.
again? Abdul Kabir. I hope I'm able to answer your question.
Yeah, he's answered. Thank you very much.
Thank
So
you. Sorry. So I appreciate you all. So can you go to what we have next? Okay, great. So next week, okay? So next week, we'll be going into understanding DAS. Lots of people have been asking, they have been telling me they have issue with DAS. The presentation is supposed to be advanced DAS.
I thought
But
as much.
we should not attempt advanced DAS, otherwise we'll cause trouble. So we decide to come with what we call understanding DAS. So a great speaker, Mr. Collins Egbu, will be here next Saturday to talk to us, break down DAS, make DAS very simple for us, so that immediately after this, the next speaker will not take DAS to the advanced level. So let's practice what we have done today and prepare for our next class. That's next Saturday. So can you show me the next slide, please? Can you help me move to the next slide?
Yeah, I've done that.
Okay. I'm waiting for the screen to change. It's still the same. Oh, great. So we are introducing Naija SQL Pass Saturday. So this will be coming up once in a month, every last Saturday of the month. The first one, the inauguration meetup will be coming up on the 27th of June, 2020. So we are pulling together experts. So I'm going to share the link to join this community on our WhatsApp, on our Kaizela, on LinkedIn. So once you follow me, you will have access to the link. So if you are a great business intelligence user expert that is interested in SQL Server, that is interested in joining the local PASS community. What's the meaning of PASS? PASS simply means Professional Association for SQL Server users. So it's an association that brings SQL Server users together. So we want to see how you can take SQL to the next level. And the big event is coming up in November. This time is not online. It's a physical meetup. That's our SQL Saturday. It's coming up second week in November. We are going to talk about this on the 27th of June. So if you are very inclined in SQL Server and you feel like taking your career to next level, join the professional. It's a great community. So this is for SQL Pass Saturday. So thank you very much. I appreciate you all.
Mr. Folarin.
Yes.
Mr. Folarin.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm sorry to take you back. When you made the point that Mr. Gbenga will still handle a particular topic, and is going to delve into Azure. I want to ask: is it necessary to start learning Azure maybe in bits now before then, or we don't need it at all? Maybe we can even do without it at all.
Okay. Now, let me just tell you where Azure will come in. When we are talking about cognitive services, there are some advanced AI tools. For example, you want to do sentiment analysis, you want to do face recognition, all those big AI tools. What we are saying is Azure already have those tools ready on Azure. Power BI needs to call up those API from Azure and make use of them. Instead of building sentiment analysis in Power BI, face recognition in Power BI, pattern recognition in Power BI, text recognition in Power BI, we don't need to do all that. All what we need to do is just to call it up from Azure. So what you just need to do, you can there's no knowledge loss. You can go and read up some basic, that's Azure fundamentals. Once you read up Azure fundamentals, I can share some free videos also on our user group. So the Azure fundamentals, just read it up. Once you read up Azure fundamentals, the next thing is get your free account so that when it's coming up to talk about cognitive services, then we will enjoy the section 100%. Because what is going to show us is Power BI. It will just call up those tools and make use of them in Power BI. But we don't just want, so that we can have end to end. So you can just go and brush up yourself on Azure fundamentals. Any other question, please?
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, thank you all. I do appreciate you. I'm very sure the feedback form is already on our group chat. So please go there. We always need the feedback. Your feedback has always been helping us. The last feedback we got, we were told always announce the next topic, which we have done is wonderful. And we want to do more and get this community bigger and better. So thank you all. I appreciate you all. So till next Saturday, do have a nice time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you.